Good evening. Welcome to Garblaggames and the third episode of our second season of Shadows of Apostasy, an Imperium Maladictum game. As always, please feel free to visit our Discord channel if you want to converse with this bunch of reprobates and others. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, there is a Patreon. The links will be in the post description below. Also, please click the buttons to satiate the lesser-known Chaos God, Algorithmo. I am Richard, the GM. Let's meet the cast.
I am Ben, because Aaron has been threatened with violence if he shows up today. So we let him stay at home and not be a victim of violence. And I shall be playing Tessera Lothos, who is miraculously not dead despite being shot in the leg with a bolter by a Chaos Legionnaire. I just have 0 wounds and will fall over in a stiff breeze.
My name's Janet. I'm playing Zilch. I am a tech priest, and I'm dying to get my hands on Tessera's leg for medical purposes.
All right, me. Hi, I'm Rob. I am playing Dr. Zimian. He is a psyker, and he is definitely a reprobate.
Disappointingly, not a real doctor either.
It's like, you know, like Dr. Philosophy, that kind of thing.
Dr. Zoidberg is what I was thinking, but sure.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Hector Cato, the Scola Progenium raised Arbite.
Great, wonderful. So, last time on Shadows of Apostasy, our group have been traveling through the warp in the cornucopia of the Emperor's Bounty, a transport vessel, amongst other things, transporting our Imperium Inquisition agents from wherever it was they were previously, because they've probably been to more than one place since season 1. To wherever their next mission is, which they haven't actually been told what it is yet. And during that period, their new briefing officer, the replacement after the last one got shot, has basically volunteered them to help deal with what's known as a dark sector, which is an area of the ship that the crew don't go into. It's mutants, it's lost crew members, it's the descendants of lost crew members. And they have been ordered to deal with, to make sure that the Gellerfield node and any power, what's the word I'm looking for? Power conduits. Thank you. Conduit. Words. I hate them because they vanish from my brain. I rely on my wife quite frequently for that. What's the word I'm looking for? So basically to make sure that they are not being damaged and deal with what mutants you can find, but you're not being expected to clear the entire zone once you have secured the Gellerfield node, which is the most important piece. Another team will be sent in, exterminators team, to properly clear and contain and hold the Gellerfield node. There are a few extra little wrinkles because they have discovered, when they first arrived, a room with an 8-pointed star of chaos in it, with a flesh theme and arms as part of that 8-pointed star. And they have also passed through a room also flesh themed with a partially in the warp, possibly partially spirit fight between a Space Marine and a Traitor Legion. As mentioned, the Traitor Legion shot Tessera in the leg. And I think it's between that and being ordered by the Space Marine to get on with your job was almost a religious experience for, at the very least, Tessera, probably everybody else. So you have now descended into the second level, which is the one you know that this node is in. You've dropped down the ladder, climbed down the ladder, into an area that is a lot more moist than the level above. Room with the bodily part orifice ladder well notwithstanding. as
Demonic
you,
butthole.
It was definitely a demon butthole.
but as you reach this lower level, I'll do the description again. Obviously, it's been a week and we've all slept since then. You've got a lot of areas where there is liquid, whether it be mostly water, oil, whatever. Some of it is that there are floor panels which have either been removed or damaged, and there's liquid in those. You can see some areas where, like over to the left, there's a hatchway into another section, and you can see the water is just slowly slopping over the edge into this room, only by minuscule amounts. It's not a massive amount at all, but that suggests that that area there is deeper in liquid. You can also see there are other areas where there's more liquid or more floor panels have been destroyed, but some things like doors and the like have been piled up to make walkways, or what looks like walkways. You have the map, so you know which way to go to head towards the Gellerfield node. So, what you doing?
Well, guess continue heading towards the Gellerfield node, because that's our orders, and one of the Emperor's own angels told us to do it.
No worries. No worries. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Occasionally you're cutting out there, my love.
oh, sorry.
That's all right. It's not your fault. It's the vagaries of the internet, or the vagaries
Well,
of the
Signal's got a long
tunnel.
way to go.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, it could also be at my end, because there have been occasions, because I'm at the other end of the flat again, long flat. We actually have a cable from the router all the way along the whole flat to get to here, so that I can plug the laptop in.
Oh, does it hang from the ceiling like a cool cyberpunk thing?
No.
Oh,
No. We were thinking about doing that, but we haven't got around to it because we're lazy. Anywho,
I believe instead of taking point and scouting ahead, I may hang back a little at this juncture.
good plan. Good plan. Is there anything particular you want to tell me about how you're doing, what you're doing? Have you got any? Are you going to be doing anything specific? Obviously, Tessera's hanging back a bit due to feeling a little the worse for wear. Does anybody have the Medicate skill, by the way?
I do. I have an advancement in it as well.
Okay. If you didn't have an advancement in it, that would not be you having the Medicate skill. Everyone has it, but it's the advancement that makes the difference.
Yeah, I put points in it.
So you do have the option at this point to have Zilch have a look at your leg in a trying to fix it kind of a way. Do you trust the Cog Boy? Do you wish that to happen?
Yes, because the Emperor demands it, and we need to be in our best state.
No worries. So, my love, you will need to make a +20 Medicae test.
Please be smart. Please be smart. Please be smart. Looking at it, it's actually worthwhile me taking some Medicae as well, because there's a lot of assassin-based Medicae skills and talents.
16 on the dice for a target of 43.
Okay, so it's 3 success levels. What is your intelligence bonus, my love?
It's the 10s, isn't it?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, so it's 6 wounds that you've healed.
I mean, that's half of them.
Yep.
I'm not very sturdy.
To be fair, I think that's a fairly average, barring some outliers, a fairly average amount of wounds, I suspect.
Oh,
No
I
worries.
tried my best. Not
Oh,
not exactly ideal conditions down here, after
No,
all.
this is exceptional work. You have my thanks.
So no problem. You spend a little bit of time, it's probably 5-10 minutes.
He's lucky I didn't pop rivet a plate on his leg.
Already got that. Got a riveted plate in her head.
Yep.
Doesn't know why
and-
it's there or how it got there, but does have it.
Yes, Rutherford. Oh, now there's an interesting thought. If we manage to get Tessera back at a later stage, build in some plot along the lines of the lower decks Rutherford plot with another personality.
Well, that's a dangerous game in 40k.
So no problem. You spend 5-10 minutes. Zilch treats your leg. As mentioned previously, this is more scratches and scrapes. It's not actually proper critical wounds. So it's not a full injury. But it still was problematic, and now it's feeling a lot better. You feel much more solid.
I can see why your people opt to do away with the flesh at times.
It's a lot easier just to get a hammer and knock a dent out.
No problem. So you start moving forward. I'm presuming that Tessera is still going to stay more rearward for the time being.
Yes, I think I'm probably, I don't know, am I more useful scouting ahead or am I more useful on Overwatch at the back? Because as soon as Roger gets there with his shotgun, stealth goes out the window.
I don't know what you mean. I am the master of subtlety.
I think that second half of that sentence, Roger, was entirely superfluous. I don't know what you mean. What is stealth was more accurate.
Just because I yell at people and fire loud shotguns,
And have a weapon that specifically is extra loud when you rack it.
In fairness, Tessa would probably turn to the Arbites and say, Arbite, do you need me scouting ahead? Or would you rather I watch our back?
Probably best you cover the back. I'll take point.
Understood.
If they don't know we're coming by now with bolter fire, I'd be surprised.
No worries. So you start moving forward. I say the area you're in currently is mostly solid ground, with a few areas, especially where you are at the moment, where floor panels have been destroyed or removed and pools of liquid are in those. Moving through, you can continue forward. It's a lot more dank. It's a lot more grubby. You're not got the flesh theme at the moment, which is small mercies. But you as you start moving forward, can I have from everybody? He says, trying to find the character sheet. He keeps to remind him skills. Can I have an awareness test? This is going to be at -20.
Is it to spot a hidden enemy?
That will count.
I very definitely failed that.
2 success levels, factoring in the -2 + 1.
Sure.
2 success levels.
I also definitely did not pass.
No problem.
This doesn't count as a test for breaking and entering a location, does it?
It does not. It counts as the detecting hidden enemies. So Tessera finds a position, probably one of these stacked areas where they built up like a walkway type thing, and you position yourself and you start looking around. To begin with, I'm guessing you're probably more getting your balance, checking to make sure how much wobble this thing has, so when you're not surprised when combat kicks off, or if combat kicks off. And you're probably spending a little bit of time checking over the weapon, making sure you've got everything as it should be. Trying to reposition because the leg still hurts nonetheless. Dr. Simeon, you're probably sort of looking around, trying to keep an eye on where you are and being a little bit cautious, but obviously, you've got again a little bit of an itch in the chest. In fact, it's a bit more itchy than it was last time.
Someone should just take this thing out. If only we had a Medicaid.
Yeah, any Medicaid you have spoken to about that have said, well, we haven't got the machine to take that out. It's a specialized machine that we don't have to be in the room when it happens in case it goes boom.
Remote surgery.
Yeah. But Hector and Zilch, you're just getting ready to move forward. You've had that conversation. Hector turns to move, and the both of you can hear the sounds of very, very quiet, scuffed footfalls. You know, we're talking about someone trying to move quietly. There's a certain amount of, you know, like someone's skin on a metal plating, or the sound of someone moving through water, carefully trying not to be heard, but you've heard them.
Okay, I'll basically give the relevant hand signal so the assassin knows what's happening, and just kind of make the noise to everyone, motion to everyone else. And I'm going to see if I can creep up on them.
Okay. So are you going to go up on the higher points, or are you going to go just
Wherever I think the sound's coming from, I'm going to
Okay.
move towards it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, can I have from you then? Actually, before I ask you that, what you're doing, Zilch?
Moving sort of parallel to Hector,
Okay.
so that if there is anything, we're separated. Therefore, you're not going to get the
Yeah.
buy one, shoot one, get one free.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do at this point because you're in a corridor.
Yeah,
It's not a very narrow corridor, and you can do
Yeah.
that to an extent, but there are limits.
yeah. I'm just sort of not straight behind them, sort of off to the side of it.
No problems. Dr. Zimian, what is your intent?
I am being behind all the guns.
Good plan.
Yeah, I'll be sort of lurking around where Tessera sort of lurks, but a bit sort of on their shoulder.
Sure. And Tessera.
All right, I guess I am one.
Yep.
If somebody's going to ambush us, they're going to get a nasty surprise.
No worries.
Is that what this sounds like? It sounds to me like somebody planning on trying to surround us and ambush.
It sounds like some people trying to move stealthily, which definitely sounds. It has a suggestion of someone trying to ambush. Yes. Okay, so Zilch and Hector, can I have from both of you an agility check -10? So this will be. He says trying to find the character sheet that he literally just had. The dexterity, sorry, not agility, a dexterity skill check at -10.
Okay.
As you start moving through this area and kind of carefully moving through these little puddles and through the areas where it's a bit more solid as well.
Yes, I rolled a 6, so 2 success levels.
No worries.
Fail.
Okay. So you move forward. In actual fact, it's probably the best way around for it to be. You move forward, carefully move forward. You're probably sort of moving, you're almost sliding your foot across the surface or just above, but carefully moving forward. Hector moves through the area, starts moving the direction he thinks he heard it coming from. Zilch to one side. Something is attacking your foot, Zilch.
Okay.
Now, you have augmetic feet, so it's not having a lot of luck.
Do
But
I,
you can.
do I
you have-
recognise what this is?
Well,
Is it a
no.
rat?
Looking down, there are basically what look like a bunch of little necks with heads on, with like mandibles, and sort of there's a prod in the middle, and they're trying to attack your leg, and not doing a particularly good job because you've got augmetic legs, so they're not having as much of an effect as they might otherwise.
Lift my leg and try and shake them off.
No worries. Sure. They're attacking, so you move your leg and they kind of scatter and go back into the water.
I'm guessing that's not what I heard though, because I heard like footsteps.
No. That's definitely not the same level of thing at all.
Okay, to be honest, I'd probably ignore what's happening and just
Okay, so you got how many success levels? It was 2, wasn't it?
2, yeah.
No worries. So as you move along, I'm going to roll that along. Do you have anything that would improve it for sight?
For sight,
Yeah,
well, I've got heightened senses.
and that's plus, but that would be
That's the
same.
one that gives me the bonus
Yeah.
to spot hidden enemies.
So it would be the same.
I
Whether
mean,
it
I
was
have
sight.
got 2 ranks in awareness.
Yeah. So but my point more being is if you had something that would add to that if it had been sight rather than hearing based. But that sounds like you don't. You got
And low light doesn't bother me as well because of the helmet.
No worries. So looking around, what you see as you get further down, you're now on this corridor. You're probably now 40 meters ahead of where you were. Still well within range of Tessera. Zilch is quite close. Doctor can always get to roughly where you guys are, and I'm sure has powers, and also could shoot with his wheel gun, even if it's not quite at the same capability as the rest of you. But what you see is moving towards you are more mutants. There's about 3 of them. But you also spot, because you've got more than one success level, a couple more of these on some of the side passages that you can now see. You see some more of these raised walkways almost, and there are other mutants on those who appear to be leveling stub revolvers in your general direction.
Okay, I basically freeze, hold my hand up so Zilch can see to stop, and basically do the comms tap signals back to Tessera because we're both Scholar Progenium. Well, I'm assuming the assassin Scholar Progenium. That's normally where the assassins go, and it seems to have worked in the past. I'm going to tap in the code for.
Do you know what? Should we just say that we actually went to school together?
We might have done. That'd be a hell of a coincidence, but
No such thing as coincidence. The Emperor wills it.
It's normally it'd be quite apparent because Arbites are typically all Scholar Progenium and normally are assassins.
Yeah.
Did you roll your connections, Ben?
Oh no, I didn't roll connections.
So you can do that in between time, but if you guys want to have been at the same school at the same time, maybe one was a year ahead, one maybe not. I'm happy for that, just for the amusement level.
Sure, why not?
Old school. Now the question is, did you get on? Was Tessera...
To be honest, we'd probably have been in different classes. Normally, when the children's aptitudes get identified, they would split them into: you're going to be a stormtrooper, you're going to be a commissar, you're going to be an arbite, you're going to be an assassin, etc.
Well, how old are you as well? Because
I am
that would have put us in
27.
Okay, so I'd have been the older one at 30.
It could just be perhaps we know each other's face more than anything.
Yeah.
Or it could be one of you put the other one's face down the toilet on occasion. Kids at school.
Or I was the one that was reporting him doing bad things to other students. Because
God, I'd
being
have been in more trouble if I got caught.
being trained to be a copper is probably a grass. Yeah, so I'll have tapped back the code basically for signaling shooters up top.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, for those of you further back, so Zimian and Tessera, make for me an awareness test. This is going to be at basic +0 because you've been given some information to see whether you have got enough of an angle to be able to target anybody.
No, fail.
8, so that's 4 success levels.
Okay.
Is it 3 success levels? Because my awareness is 41, but I rolled an 8.
Yeah, so if it's a 0-8, it's
3 success levels
4.
plus 1 for the talent.
Sorry, Ben, what was your skill?
Skill is 41.
So that's 4 success levels for that.
4 success
Plus
levels.
1 if you're
plus
using
1.
detect
5
hidden enemies.
success levels then.
Yeah. So you absolutely, Tessera, you've got angles. Now that you've been told where they are, and your attention has been attracted, you know exactly where they're. You've got line of sight on all of them. Unfortunately, Dr. Zimian, the angle you're at, you just don't.
But that does mean they don't have an angle on you.
There is that. So, starting with Tessera, because Tessera is now first, because Tessera's initiative has gone up.
Yeah,
So-
pump me some agility.
Yep.
All right. I am going to try and shoot the furthest away up top
Sure.
stubber that I can see because it's more intimidating.
Okie dokie. So you can see 3 with stub revolvers, and you've been told that there are others that are the ones with the shanks. Shall we just call them shanks? I think that
Yeah.
makes
Okay.
sense.
Revolver guy at the back then. Oh, he is going to feel that. That is 10. So that's 5 success levels. And I'm just using regular ammunition rather than the bleed around.
Okie dokie.
But even so, that's 8 plus 5, 13.
Okay. So no problem. You take you aim at one of these chaps. You take a shot. You hit solidly. I mean, you can see the guy drop.
And zeros
Um,
on the 10s is a body hit.
It is. It's on the units.
Units,
So,
yeah. So it was 10 that I rolled. So a 10 and a 0.
You hit him centre mass. He drops. He is still moving and trying to pull himself up. Where was it? This chap has a single horn in his forehead, coming out to here, and one arm is a tentacle, and he's kind of using that to try to drag himself back up. Okay, so you, Dr. Simi, you will hear the sound of the absolutely minuscule amount of noise that rifle makes, and possibly a just as minuscule noise from Tessera of satisfaction of a hit. Zilch, you are next.
Okay.
You have heard the coding,
Yeah.
but you have but there's definitely things in the area. Were you clear to everyone with what was around, or just Tessera?
It probably would have just been Tessera because I'm trying not to make a noise.
All right.
Really?
Well, I want to get the drop on that.
Okay. So, what, if anything, do you want to do, Zilch?
I'm going to draw. Ready my staff,
Okay.
but I'm not actually going to attack anything because Kato has a bigger gun and better qualifications than I do for shooting things.
No problem. No problem. So,
And given what happened with Zimian, I'm guessing that Tessera, I'm guessing that they've got something going on, and I don't want to muck it up.
no worries. So, in theory, you could use your action to do Overwatch, which is prepare yourself to act when a specific event happens.
Yeah,
So you tell me what the trigger is and what you will do if it's
I am
triggered.
preparing to whack anything that comes within melee range after the hammer has gone down.
No worries. No worries. Okay, so
Super, you've got your box.
it's all right. We've got a box with a cushion in it for the cat when the fireworks are going off, and sometimes she goes in there, but she's a bit skitch. I think it's because I'm not in the room. She's a daddy's girl, that one. Hector, it is your go.
So there are how many down below, and there was a couple up top.
You've seen 3 down below.
And did they have guns?
No, the 3 down below were moving forward with shanks. The 3 up above
What,
were,
just like a prison shank?
a bladed weapon that's been made, but it's not a proper weapon.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's
In
an
which case,
improvised blade.
Step out into the open, serious expression on the face, rack the shotgun, and just open up at the one with the gun that's still standing.
No problem. The nearest one to you is medium range.
It's not a problem. I've got a long range gun.
Cool.
I rolled a 3,
Okay.
and I actually was spending some XP. That's why I kept looking at my book. So that is now 5 success levels.
Okay. So damage.
Including the 5 success levels, that takes it to 13.
Okie dokie.
And to location 3, whatever that is.
No worries.
Right arm.
So, by the way, if any of you guys have penetration on your weapon, do let me know, because I'm applying any armor that they may have, and obviously if you've got penetrating weapons, then
No,
no worries. Yeah,
but it does knock them prone.
Yeah, yes. You rack your weapon, you fire a shot off at this guy at medium range. Again, basically slams back into the wall nearest to where he is. It's basically this whole thing's been shunted against the wall, and he's standing on this thing, but hits it, flops forward. The stubby wings that are on his back kind of flap a little bit, in more, you think, in shock than actually being any use. And again, he starts sort of trying to sort of bring him, sort of push himself back up, but he's definitely been horribly, he's not in a good state at all. Okay, so that leaves us with Dr. Zimian.
Yeah, I've got screaming children in the hallway, so if you hear screaming, it's them, not me.
At the moment, I'm not hearing anything, so it should be okay. But
Okay.
Just
if you
Dr.
happen to
Zimian's victims.
Yeah.
the souls of the damned.
Oh yes. So can I, with the help action, it says to when you take the help action, you assist an ally on their next test, granting them advantage.
Mhm.
Does that include shooting it?
I would say you could do that.
Yeah, it'd be like a spotter, I suppose.
Yeah, spotter, or if you can see the end, obviously because you can't see the other option, which would be possible, you can't do, which would be you're shooting, trying to force them to dodge into the other person's shot. But you could definitely do the spotter thing. So
Yeah, I'll help Tessera then. That would be my action.
perfect, no worries. Do you have anything that was like a scope or any kind of seeing glasses?
Gear. No. My filtration plugs are ugly. That's no, I do not.
No problem, that's fine. Tessa's
But
got.
it's more in Richard. It's more in the element of, from Zulu, when you've got like Sergeant Major going pop that one, and it's kind of more like that.
Okay, no worries. So yes, you've got Dr. Zimian piping up with things. You probably sort of move up to the same level that Tessa is on, so you can see slightly better and make those.
Yeah, it's probably things like, there's one behind that barrel and
Top
sort of thing.
left.
Not like that, Tessera. Do it like this.
Shoot straighter.
Be better than you are.
No problem. And just actually, no, sorry. There's one other bunch of people who actually get to go now, which is the mutants. So they actually get to act. Okay, so the two abominations who've been knocked down will, I think, use their entire action to basically stand up. They're going to take as much cover as they can as part of that, but there's not a lot of cover. But that's their action. That and snatching up their stub revolvers again. The other one, however, is going to shoot. So, who is he going to shoot? I think, with all the best will in the world, I don't
It's gonna
think
be me.
Zilch is in the, because she's not acted, and she may not be as obvious. Dr. Zimian's not going to be very obvious either. So I would say
It's going to be me.
1 to 4 Hector, to 8 Tessera, although range penalties will apply. 9 Zimian, 10 Zilch. Okay, it's Tessera.
At this point, I remind you about my Camellia line cloak.
And I'm
and
going to
wish
use
him
my.
good luck.
I'm actually going to use one of my talents.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use my reaction to use my distracting talent, which means an enemy not attacking me has disadvantage.
Oh, nice, nice. I think they would have had disadvantage anyway, but it's definitely a good talent and worth doing.
Oh, if they've got disadvantage anyway, I'll wait to use the other side of that talent.
Okay, so they're going to be at disadvantage because of range, because they've only got sub.
Okay, in which case I will let them fire with disadvantage before I do what I'm going to do.
I'm not going to use the disadvantage. The reason for that is I could not possibly have rolled worse. 0, 0, 0.
Just to add insult to injury, then I'm going to make a stunning interjection and insult their marksmanship. So much so that they are in fact stunned until the end of their next turn.
Perfect. Perfect. We can make a note of that. Stunned. Stunning. Ben, would you care to roll me a D10 to see what their fumble is?
Come on, weapon
That is
blower.
a 4.
4. Okay. So there've been 2 shots coming from you guys. They were about to fire at you. He's basically he's really angry. He's not quite. It's a surprise. He brings the stub revolver up and he takes a shot. And the recoil is a bit more powerful than he was expecting, and he is sent prone.
Oh.
So he's prone and stunned.
Yes. So yeah, there's I mean, it's quite a loud bang. That sounds like a round that probably a hot shot round type of a thing is more gunpowder or whatever than it should have had. Obviously, that one snuck through. The next group are the standard mutants who are just going to move in and attempt to attack. So first of all, let's do that quickly. Dokie. So that one has that happen. The 2 of them, one will attack Hector, just charge into melee. One will attack Zilch, charge into melee. So we'll do the one on Zilch first, because Zilch has Overwatch. So you get to attack it, my dear.
Okay.
Go for the face.
As it runs forward, the one that's attacking Zilch, you say that, and then you realise that this one doesn't have a face, at least not there.
Kick it in the nuts.
Completely.
3 levels of success.
Mm-hmm.
4 strength. 7 points of damage.
Okay, minus any armor they may have. You bring your staff
in the body.
You bring your staff around, center of mass, whack. There's an exhalation, and it's not down, but it's definitely he felt it.
Okay.
Okay, the one attacking. I'm sorry, and now he gets to actually have an attack, which is not even close. He brings his one-handed melee weapon around, which is ineffective anyway, but he was ineffective with his ineffective weapon. So, you know.
Do I catch a cold from the breeze as it goes through?
Look, it is a stabby thing. Look, pointed end. The other one attacking Hector. Yeah, not as bad as the one attacking Zilch, but 68 out of a 20 skill, so 4 negative success levels. The third one running forward, however, can I have an observation check from everybody? Those Zimian and Tessera get +10. Hector gets +20, Zilch gets +30, and hopefully people-
Awareness.
awareness, yes.
Yeah.
This is site based, and the ambush thing will count.
Wow, okay. So I'm on 60, 70, so 5 success levels.
1 success level.
Success level.
4 success levels.
No problem. So you all spot the third one that's charging forward was going to attack Hector. Suddenly rushes forward because combat has started earlier than they were expecting, splashes through one of these puddles, and then kind of jerks to a halt and sort of through momentum falls forward, and you see these sort of long necks, not well, sorry, thin necks about this much outside of the water with like mandibles and a stabby beak,
Those are the things
just
that would
stabbing
my
into
feet.
its leg. Yeah, just stabbing into this mutant's legs. It wasn't a very big puddle. It was probably about a meter across, and by halfway through splashing through this thing, these things have attacked him, and almost immediately he's sort of stumbled to a halt, and then just through momentum fallen forward. And you can see these things sort of doing this, probably about half a dozen of them. And then
Note self, avoid the water.
yeah. And then after a little while, like within the combat round, within their action, they stop doing that, and then there's some movement in the water, which starts going a bit darker color. Okay, so they've gone. So back to Tessera.
Okay. I will. So I shot one guy and he's flailing around trying to get back up. And then there's another fella who's laying down stunned already. You said it was the third shooter up top.
Yeah, I
So-
think the ones we shot earlier are back on their feet, but
Yeah.
the other
Okay.
one's down and stunned.
I am going to switch to a man stop around for the one that is still upright and functional.
No problem. I'm
That
presuming you
is-
mean the one you shot previously.
Is he the only one is he the one that's left?
There are two who have stood up. One that Hector attacked fell over and stood up. One that
Okay.
you attacked fell over and stood up, and the third one that tried to shoot you and fell over and is stunned.
The most healthy one.
Unless you're going for the one who's stunned, they're both pretty much of a muchness.
They're both
Okay.
pretty mauled.
I'll go for the first one that I shot first.
No
Then
problem. No problem.
man stopper might be a trifle redundant, but that is
Overkill is underrated.
It's true. 2 success levels on the shot. Is there any advantage to him being prone or disadvantage to him being prone or anything like that?
There's actually disadvantage because past medium range, if I recall correctly, you have minus success levels to hit.
Okay.
But
Well, I rolled a 31,
But
so
you're probably-
31 is still the worst option.
Didn't you
Yeah.
get a bonus from Zimian?
Yeah, I'm helping you.
you have
And-
yeah, so he will give you advantage, which would counter the disadvantage.
Right. So it's
So-
still a 31 and not a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for a
I-
13, but they drew a 31.
If I recall correctly,
Give it to me, baby.
I understood that reference.
I'm not going to dig. I'm fairly sure it's something like minus 20 or something like that for being prone.
I'd still hit him.
So yeah,
So assuming it is minus 20, then that's one success level for the shoot.
I'm just going to say he's dead. He had 1 health left,
Yeah.
1 wound. No problem.
That's like 7 penetrating 3.
How does this chap die? What was the unit's number?
1.
Okay, so that's a headshot.
That's how he died.
So
He also no longer has a head, but
Zimian
it's not a mutation.
Zimian will go, take him down. That one, the one you shot at previously, and then there's a
Shoot him in the face.
exploding. Yeah. There is an exploding sort of pumpkin type explosion and body slumps. So, Zilch, you have a chappie in your face, without a face.
Okay, I shall give him another thwack.
Okie dokie.
Four degrees of success.
You gain +1 degree of success because he attempted to parry your blow and failed.
5 degrees of success then.
Okay.
5, 8, that'll be 9 points of damage.
Okay, minus that becomes a dead mutant. What was your units number?
8.
Okay, so yeah, again, you bring the staff center of mass. Would you like to describe how he goes down?
Well, I hit him around the stomach with the stick, and he just sort of went a bit bendy, wendy, and floppy. And I think I just knocked the wind out of him and his spine.
Yeah.
I think I knocked his spine out into several pieces.
Yeah, there is a sickening crack sound that you probably hear, and he's folded around Zilch's staff in a way that shouldn't work, and probably open fractures in the back.
Spend a moment extracting my staff back from him. It's a good staff.
Okay, Hector.
I'm going to shove my shotgun into him and pull the trigger.
Okie dokie.
Normally that would give you disadvantage for using a ranged weapon in engaged range. However, I have close quarters discipline as a talent.
Perfect.
Let's say 24, which is 3 success levels.
Okie dokie.
As I clearly jam it into his left leg.
A reminder to everybody, you do, apart from Tessera, everyone has 1 superiority.
Okay.
Because the fear will go away in a little while, but at the moment you still have that transhuman dread, which took away 1 point.
No, I removed it from him.
No. Oh, you did? Okay, in which case I will amend my sheet and you still have that.
So yeah, I would have done an extra point of damage to the last guy I shot then.
Yeah.
This one, so 3 success levels, effectively 4. So 12 damage to his left leg.
Okay, so
As I start listing their crimes in which they're being sentenced for.
no problem. He dodges the worst of it, as in he's not taking a critical, but you do a nasty amount of damage to him, and he's not looking very well at all. In fact, he flies back onto his back.
Yeah, he's knocked prone.
Could you do me a favor? Make me roll a single d10. This is a luck roll. Low is good for him.
Oh, hang on.
High is bad for him.
I'll find that in a minute. Use the other one. I rolled a 4.
Okay, so he goes flying back and lands on the deck beside one of these pools of water, but not in the pool of water. Okay, I'm gonna hazard a guess that Dr. Zimian is still assisting.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm in the middle of eating a cheeseburger.
Absolutely no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Continue. Are there still alive guys?
There's one who is one of the guys with stub revolvers who is stunned. There's another one which actually I'm going to say that one didn't stand up because with the extra point of damage that Roger was doing, that killed that. So the one that Roger shot with his shotgun is down. There are 2 mutants. What actually that was killed with the little critters, wasn't he? So there's one guy who is in Roger's face with a improvised weapon.
It's on the floor now.
Was he? Hector's face.
He's resisting arrest, which is one of the crimes I'm going to be listing.
Well, now the numbers seem to have sort of gone more in our favor. This is when Zimian will charge, because it seems like heroic, but not particularly, because
Sure.
there's hardly any of them left.
No problem. Can I have an a dexterity check at -10?
Oh yeah, I'm never going to succeed that, but sure. Dice roller, and I rolled a. Is it a number that's worth checking? I rolled a 49. No, that's not worth checking. I failed that.
Okay, so you start charging forward. You run through one of these puddles on your way, just busy trying to get to them, and something starts stabbing at your legs. So, can I have a fortitude skill roll at -20?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need 20 or thing.
And
And
don't forget, you can spend as a fate point to add a success level.
well, I'd need all of the fate points, really. 59 I rolled, and I needed 20, so I failed.
No problem. So these things, again, those same little things that attack the other guy, start stabbing at your legs. And I will apologize now because this is nasty and it's meant to be nasty. 10 damage, venom damage. And you also have the poisoned major condition.
Right, yes. I mean, I'm fine. I have 15 wounds.
Okay,
I've now got 5.
poisoned major.
Mhm.
Sorry, poisoned minor is disadvantage on strength and toughness tests. And your maximum success level on any test is equal to your toughness bonus. Poison major, you become prone and incapacitated.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
That's-
savage.
right.
You can use
that-
a fate point to re-roll as well if you wanted to try and
Well,
pass.
I
And
need
you can
20. I need 20 or more, and 20 or less rather. So I don't think there's any value in there.
you can also spend a fate point to remove one condition.
Someone can make me better, right? Tumbleweed.
So you
Um,
can
There we
It
go.
probably would be at the start of your next turn when you can use it to get rid of the condition and then move away.
Got bleed arounds. I can make you not be poisoned by taking all of your blood.
Maybe you could remove the poison by making me bleed.
so
That's
to be
yeah.
clear, with the spending fate points to remove a condition, that would the way the conditions work in this, you've got minor and major. So spending a fate point would remove the major condition, and you would have the minor condition.
How much damage will I take next round as I'm poisoned? Or does that?
Your damage is done. You're
Oh,
taking
jolly
no
good.
further damage, but well, at least not from the poison anyway. But oh, Ben, you've apparently gone quite quiet.
Yeah.
I'm muted.
Yes.
Can't hear you now.
So yeah, basically, you would be at disadvantage. Yes, you'd be at disadvantage on strength and toughness tests. Once
All
you
right,
spend
that's
the fate
fine.
point.
I mean, yeah. No, I'm not spending any fate points. I've still got 5 wounds left, and I'm lying down.
No problem. Because I would say because you've still got wounds, you can keep yourself enough above the water to not be drowning because you've just fallen face first into the water, which is kind of one of the reasons they're even more nasty than
That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like drowning in the bar.
Yeah. I personally am of the opinion that you could spend a fate point now to reduce a condition. I don't think it's limited. I don't think it's you have to do it on your action because you can
All right.
spend it
I'll
as a
do-
reaction to
I'll-
if you're killed on someone else's round, you can still spend it at that point to or burn it
Sure,
to
I
not be
will.
dead.
So spending it turns it into a minor condition, yeah?
Yes.
All right. I
yeah.
shall do that.
No problem. And because you've turned it to a minor condition, you can crawl out of that water.
Yeah.
Within as part of this action.
Sure. I'm not continuing the charge as a crawl. I'm sort of switching around 180 degrees and just crawling back. And literally between Tessera's legs, because I have the contortionist talent. Yeah, I'm just going to scooch up behind Tessera and just sort of the ow, ow, ow.
No problem. So I was thinking more along the lines of just you're able to get out of the liquid and away from those creatures.
Yes, thank
but
you.
You can
Mainly,
absolutely
mainly
do
that.
that. Yeah, you're on your way to Tessera. I don't think you've gotten there yet because you're
Sure.
probably done a fair amount of journey before you get there, and you're slower
Mm.
going back. But you can absolutely do that.
Thank you.
Okay, Tessera. You see this?
Yeah. Have we still got mutants to deal with?
There are 2 mutants left. One is in front of Hector. Looks like he's about to stand up. And another one is the one that was stunned, who I think is going to start moving this round.
At the end of this
At
round.
the end of this round, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he won't do anything this round.
No,
Till next turn.
he's not doing anything next turn either. Okay, 49. So not the best shot I could do. It is a body shot, and it does do 9, 10 because of superiority, yeah?
Yeah.
10 penetrating 3.
That makes a difference. Okay, so again, you shoot this guy. He sort of he is still moving, but he's not moving as much as he was when he was kind of semi-writhing around, sort of what the hell's going on, stunned. And he looks like a stiff breeze would have him over.
And I shall say over the comms in the group chat, stay out of the water.
Okay, Zilch. You are next.
Right.
So there's one lying in front of Hector, but there is a puddle between you and him.
Pull out my silver revolver and shoot it.
No problem.
I don't need to worry about the puddle then.
Nope. And you are within medium range, and he is prone, which I believe gives you a bonus, because if you're within medium range, you get a bonus. If you're outside of medium range, you get a penalty.
Yeah.
My eyes
In the
suck.
correct range, have advantage. Out of range, have a disadvantage.
Thank you. Oh, yes, a good point.
You gave me sheets.
Yes, I should have looked at the cheat sheets.
I was looking at the sheets that you gave me.
Yeah. If you haven't already, by the way,
Have
guys, I shared that on the Discord, and that's someone has come up with a very good cheat. It's a very long cheat sheet, but there is a cheat sheet which has all the weapon qualities and all that kind of a thing.
Okay, so that's 2 degrees of success.
Okie dokie.
So that will be damage of 8.
Okie dokie. So there is the retort of a stub revolver. And the guy in front of you stops moving.
Good.
So Hector's target is also dead now. Okay, so I think we can say the combat ends. Zimian gets back to Tessera. The guy
And I'm going to shoot the stunned guy in the face.
no problem. Between whether it be yourself or Tessera, he gets taken down. That's not a problem.
Oh, you could do it. My bullets are more expensive.
To be fair, I'd probably just go in with a bit of police brutality and just go in with the shock more.
Yeah, you'd have to get to him a little bit further away.
Not resisting arrest.
But yeah, so bodies spread around, varying types of mutations. Some of them obvious, some of them not. And there's.
In fact, actually, can I just stun him with my shock maul?
Sure.
I will basically just keep him stunned and come back to Dr. Zimian that he's got a plaything if he wants one.
And you probably get an "Oh, thank you," or something like that, I'm guessing. Okay. So you can recongregate. The mutant who fell over in the puddle, there is movement there, but you're fairly sure the movement is being caused by something else inside. And as I say, it's the water. The liquid there is darker and a spreading slick.
Hector, murder that puzzle.
Zilch, Dr. Zimian's been bitten or stabbed by something in the puddle. He may require some medical attention.
He may.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't know how stoic you are.
Can't even spell the word, man.
I shall head in his direction, avoiding the puddles.
No problem. No. For what it's worth, Zilch, you went through. One of them were attacked, and because
Yeah.
they've got augmetic legs, they didn't really do anything.
Oh no, you
Yes,
bit me
but
in my
I don't-
robot leg.
But then I don't want to take them over to somebody who has flesh legs,
Bit
and they
me
jump
right in
off
the
me.
middle.
They jump off me and go for a tasty nom on somebody else.
Yeah. To be fair, they weren't actually attached to you. They were just sort of stabbing at you and
Yeah,
failing
but,
miserably. But that's absolutely fine.
Knowing my luck, one would manage to latch on somehow.
Would I be that evil?
Mighty Cato, what happens if you put a shock ball in one of the puddles and activate it?
Hilarity.
Just make sure your feet aren't in the puddle at the same time.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, do it.
Well,
because if there's
a
things in there
mutant
and we
that's
can
kind of
pull them out.
hanging out of a puddle with these things gnawing at him. So
Zach.
So, are you doing that?
yeah, it sounds like fun.
Sure, no problem. So you move over.
I'm going to zap the mutant that's
you-
sticking out of the puddle.
No problem. You go in. You sort of you zap the puddle. There is a lot of movement in the puddle, and as you would expect, as something is shocked. Now, shock more really just does stunning normally, but in water would it do more? Do we think? Or is it
Probably. I mean, it's like the whole.
Water and electricity are never are an explosive combination.
Yeah.
I
So
don't really know. I don't think
Let's
that's
assume
ever
that-
come up.
let's assume it. That's what would happen. You do that, and the movement stops after the hilarity of spasmy things.
Okay, I'm going to kick the corpse into the puddle because I'm assuming it goes down more. If I kick the corpse in, does it sink or is it just kind of sat on the puddle?
It already was in the puddle. It was face down in the puddle, and probably about half in.
Oh, so they're quite shallow puddles.
So
Yeah,
some of them are.
Pull
Yeah.
it out, see if the thing's attached to him still.
Oh,
That's what we need to
intriguing
know.
prospect. Yeah, all right. I'll
How
haul
big
it
are
out.
they? How much of a threat do they pose?
No problem. You pull them out. Michelle, I was about to make a roll. Could let's say Ben, can you roll me a D10? You want low.
Okay.
Luck for them is sorry. Luck for them is low. You want high. Sorry.
Well, that's a 9.
Okay. So you drag the body out. I'm viewing it as along the lines of you grab hold of the
Oh yeah, I
cloth.
drag the mutant.
Yeah, the clothes on that are above the water, and use that to drag out and almost pull him over. There are 2 or 3 things attached to him. They have 2 legs and like almost a sort of a little pudgy body with what looks like a sort of teeth, which are dug into this guy's flesh, and there are large bits of body that have been torn out. And then either a long neck or a long tail, you're not sure which have got these 2 mandibles and this proboscis. And they're about a foot long.
Avatar, I want one of these. Can we keep him?
This one's a bit dead, and I wouldn't
Oh.
suggest keeping Xenos pets.
Oh, always. Okay.
Is it Xenos or is it mutation?
This
Reg-
looks
Either way.
yeah. This looks it's probably Xenos beast more than Xenos sentient.
I'm assuming they're all dead, the ones that were attached to him.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Anything in this puddle is dead.
So he's just trying to keep one as a pet then?
And there were probably about a dozen in there.
Well, Dr. Zimian, there is an unconscious mutant if you wish to probe it for information.
Yes, I'm not a sadist, though. Is there any actual No, let's do it. Let's
I'm gonna say that doesn't sound like Dr. Zimian.
No, let's ask him a random thing. What's your mum's name, Steve?
Bet
Steve,
you weren't expecting that, were you?
So
It was more trying to, locate where the rest of, if there are any more of them and where they are.
of course,
Sure,
yeah.
Knowing where mutants live is always useful because you can go and purge them. Well, not us
Yeah.
because we're busy, but someone else.
Sure. I'm just getting to the spell. I will first. I didn't say in the 100 XP we got.
Mhm.
I bought a talent. I should have said. That's right, isn't it? They're 100 XP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I bought Psychic Flood.
That's
No
fine.
idea what it is, but it sounds cool.
Yeah. Basically, when you open yourself fully to the Empyrean, you can channel a flood of its roaring power to amplify your gifts. Though with great power comes great risk. I think I've heard that stuff before. When you manifest a psychic power, you can choose to gain a number of warp charge up to your willpower bonus, which is 5 for me. If you successfully manifest the power, add 1 success level to the result for every warp charge gained using this talent. Right.
Are you using this? And if so, how much?
What is my let me just check what my willpower is. Okay, it's 4. No, I
Seems
don't.
like a great idea. There's no way this could possibly backfire this close
That's-
to a hole in the warp.
That's what I don't look as much
And
as
demon anus.
yeah. I think we'll just go for standard interrogation, but this can help make me feel more smitey.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
don't let me
future.
stop you, please. This
No
sounds
worries.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's good value. But yeah, for now I'll just interrogate this chap, and I shall roll my dice to see.
I believe you are rolling with advantage because this area is very close to the warp.
Lovely. So I've rolled a 16, which I want to keep. Don't want to switch that round. And 16, and I get +1 success level because of my what's it called? My psi focus.
Mhm.
So that is 4 success levels, which means on the chart I can access the target's memories of the last year from their perspective.
No worries, no worries. I will say at this point, because of where you are, this is counting as pushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So gain 1d10 warp charge in addition to what you would normally.
1d10. Sorry, that's only one of those, and it is 9. Plus
That sounds like a
2.
lot.
It does. It feels a lot. I feel rather heavy now. Yeah, that's plus the warp rating of 2. So that takes me to 11. My threshold is 8. So something fun's going to happen, isn't it? There must be a table somewhere.
So, when your character builds up to a dangerous amount of warp charge, you should turn to purgation to get rid of it.
Yeah,
Remove.
bit late.
Okay. So,
Yes, 2 out of 8. 11 out of 8 even.
Yeah.
okay.
Where's the table of fun things?
I have the table of fun things in front of me. I'm just trying to see before we make you roll whether it automatically happens or whether it's a. Okay, because of entertainment value and also because I can't immediately find, I don't want to delay things flicking through the rules. Let's just go for it. So, give me a D100 and I'm going to say add 10 for each warp charge you are over your limit.
So I could roll 130 here. Okay, d10, so 2 dice. And adding 30 to 78 is
Okay.
108. Have I
108.
just killed? I killed everyone. Yes.
Psychic breakthrough. You haven't gone to the big table. You're still on the little table.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Psychic breakthrough. Re-roll on this table. Rolling. Roll again on this table. Re-rolling results of 101 plus, and apply both the standard and lingering effects of that result.
What page is the table on? So I can.
164.
164.
Thank you.
And while you're doing that, I need to quickly go to the bathroom. Back in a minute.
Okay. 108. Psychic break. Oh yeah. Roll again on the table. Re-rolling, and apply both the standard and lingering effect. So shall I just do that?
So
Yeah,
anything you have to, anything up to 100, you keep.
Yeah. Oh, that's no fun. I can't go to peril of the warp then.
That's a good thing.
You say that. And I have rolled a 55. So I'm still adding 30 rather.
I would guess so.
I think the adding 30 was what got you to the psychic breakthrough, but
Yeah.
so
Oh,
wait.
it's
Standard roll.
It could be dark foreboding, which sounds like fun. Oh, or it could be rot and decay, which sounds like less fun.
The
If it
anus
just says
will
roll
rot
on
and
it, I'm
decay.
assuming then it's just a standard roll.
Yeah, but
Oh no, because he said if you roll more than 100,
yeah, he gave. I had to add 30 to the.
so yeah, it would be
Yeah.
30. So rot and decay, which is any perishable goods in the area becomes stale and unpalatable, and insects and small animals nearby quickly perish. So you killed the things in the puddles.
But the lingering effect is that the air becomes permanently stale and difficult to breathe.
Right.
Oh no,
and I've
wrong one.
and I've ruined
Permanently
it.
unsettling.
Oh, that's fine. I'm generally
The area
permanently
gains a
unsettled.
permanent faint smell of lingering rot. Living
sorry,
plants,
yeah, you're
small
at rot and
creatures, and
decay, aren't you?
foodstuffs all perish or decay here in hours, and a new disease crop up frequently in the surrounding area. Well, lucky we're in the shit bit of the ship.
I mean, we're never coming back here, are we? So,
No, not after this.
What's the problem? Richard, I rolled a 55. Do I add 30 to that? Oh, sorry. I rolled a 55. Do I add 30 to that still?
I would say yes, because it's basically saying re-roll.
Right.
So it suggests it's basically doing it exactly the same as would be previously.
So yeah,
That
it
is
is the
rot and decay.
So I've ruined dinner.
Well, luckily we're not really walking around with foodstuffs on us, I don't think.
Okay.
So, how wide an area is this?
It just says the area.
Okay, so I'm going to guess that means the
But
zone.
it does kill all the small animals.
I've become rent-a-kill.
There are a lot of puddles which suddenly there's a little bit of movement in as all the little critters that were in there are killed. The mutants in front of you that are lying and the little creatures that you pulled out the pond start rotting away.
The Emperor demanded their death. What can I say? Little rats and mice.
So what are these three little circles for then?
Rack shotgun.
And the area has a permanent faint smell of lingering rot.
And is prone to disease.
Yes.
I
So,
mean,
hang
I-
signs up that
Grandfather-
just say no.
Grandfather Nurgle is happy.
I've lowered the property prices in the area. I understand that, but we won't be coming back here, so it's probably fine. So yeah.
Okay. But did you you succeeded, didn't you? To get with the power. You're muted.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Sorry, they're more screaming. Yeah, 16 I rolled, and I did succeed.
No
I think
worries.
it's theme appropriate, to be honest.
So-
Rob.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's right.
Strange, menacing screams from the Imperium.
Okay. So, I mean, the first thing from what you were saying, you're looking to see where they are, how many there are, and where
Well,
they
if
are.
there's more of them and where they are.
there are. I think I said about 40 originally, so there's probably about 30 now.
Also,
most,
same lot.
yeah, most of them are the back the direction that you're walking away from. So this ladder well was in the middle of the deck. You'd approached it from the south, heading north. They're on the lower level going south. There are a few who are in the mind of this mutant guarding the temple.
That's
Is that?
urgent.
Did he know about that? Is that the villagey thing?
The village is to the south, back to where
Wow.
you're walking away from. The temple is up ahead.
The temple's going to
Um,
be the Gellerfield
Yeah.
node, isn't it? That's what they're going to be gathering around and messing with, because that's the thing that gives them access to the warp.
Right. Yeah. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to look up purgation.
Okay.
I think I need to.
163.
Thank you. I need to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Actually, what I'm going to say, because we had that roll, I'm going to count what you just got as partially a purgation anyway. So all the points that were above your level,
Yeah,
are
that's 3.
you're three. Let's say 4. You're 4 points of warp charge less than you were.
Oh, I've got
So
one.
it should be.
I'm one under. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the effect of effectively you had an uncontrolled purge because of that. I may have done it wrong because I can't be bothered right now to dig into the
Oh,
book
no.
while we're in a bit of a game.
Protocol.
Exactly. So,
Absolutely.
is there any more information? I'm guessing that Zilch is doing some attempt to heal.
Well, I was
Dr.
waiting.
Simeon.
Dr. Dinian wished me to attempt to heal his poisoning.
Yeah.
But he got quite busy with purging and with
Yes.
psycho mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ben, can you make me an awareness roll, Ben?
Yes, I can.
And also Rob, if you could do the same.
35.
Actually,
is what I rolled.
actually,
So
anyone can. So,
2 success levels, including the one from Ever Vigilant.
okay, that won't count because this is not enemy related.
No, I
Okay,
failed.
1
I think I'm
success level then.
too distracted watching Dr. Simeon just like destroy this mutant.
58.
Okay.
Simple success.
Okay. So Zilch, something doesn't look quite right, and you realise what it is after Tessera does. Tessera, you noticed that the wound, the bolter wound, or what's left of the bolter wound, the flesh is a little gangrenous.
A bit puffy, a little bit red,
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
warm.
Yeah.
Ow.
I thought my magic skill was better than that. Your wound seems to be suppurating.
This whole place is corrupt. The touch of the ungodly powers on it has clearly caused corruption in the wound. I shall pray harder.
Whose wound?
My wound.
Your. Oh God, that's fine.
Yeah. Rob, please make a note on your character as well that your wounds are also gangrenous.
Gangrenous wounds. Excellent news.
It's just no one's noticed yours yet.
Fine.
So
No.
okay. So do you have any more questions for this person that you are?
Well, I think it's fair to say that we're on the right path. We know where this is going to go. So I will gently whisper something unintelligible into this chap's ear, and with a loving caress, cut his throat.
Okay.
Because as my character sheet says, my divination is success is measured in blood.
No worries. So, having gone through that, Zilch, I believe, is sort of standing there with bandages and sharp knives.
Yeah, go
With a
for
look
it,
of-
Zilch.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 2 things you can do here, my love.
Okay.
Each one will be a separate thing. You can do both, One is to deal with the actual wounds themselves,
Right.
and the other is to deal with the condition.
Okay.
They are separate things.
Okay. Which is the best? Is there any particular order, or is it, do I just want to do 2 medic rolls and see what happens?
Yeah, just yeah. You pick which one you want to do first, but it's do you want to deal with the poisoning first, or you don't want to deal with the healing, the actual physical damage?
Let's go with the poisoning first, because if that gets turned worse, then there's no point in getting his leg better. Might as well chop it off.
Are we sensing a pattern forming here?
Oh,
Don't
medic
worry,
legs.
the
Clearly
flesh
the
is
way.
weak.
Oh,
Chop.
medic legs are the best way forward. 2 degrees of success
No problem.
on the poisoning thing.
Okay, so plus your, yeah, no problem. So your poison condition, Zilch moves forward and starts painfully manipulating your leg and stabbing it in places. Sorry, carefully slicing where it needs to be sliced before doing final sort of a little bit of minor healing to keep you from bleeding to death. And your poisoning, basically the poison is removed. You do notice while you're doing this though that Dr. Zimian's leg is also gangrenous. Neither one are really
to
bad.
smell?
Perhaps we should continue this. Not here. It absolutely stinks.
I suspect that my asthma is not conducive to good Medicaid.
I'd like to point out that if I'm purgating outside of combat in a non-stressful situation, which I guess this is,
Mhm.
we have to roll again on table 164.
We do, but you don't add anything for your warp charges. It's just
Yeah.
a straight roll.
So I can, and I have rolled 53.
Okay, so breath leech. The air is sucked from the lungs of everyone present. Characters in your zone must succeed at a +0 fortitude endurance test or become stunned for a round.
Yes, but the important thing is I'm better now.
I passed on the nose. I rolled a 40 and my
Yeah.
thing is 40.
Fortitude. Oh yeah, this is going to go well. Oh, in fairness, it did go well.
Really?
I was not expecting that. I got a 17, and my fortitude is 32.
1 point behind. I got 16 out of 40, out of 32. Close.
Mhm.
Succeeded anyway.
Let's
I
get
might-
out of here.
I might be a little stunned. I rolled 98.
There is a
Good.
you suddenly there's for a moment it's just a chill and you breathe out normally, but it's like the frost breath that you would get on a really cold winter's day in a spaceship. And Dr. Zimian looks a little stunned.
I'm just going to pick him up and get the hell out of the area. Just keep moving because this zone is just all levels of nope.
Yep,
And I have
problem.
no idea it's Dr. Simeon that's done it.
Yeah.
It's awful round here, isn't it? Let's go.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah,
So
when Simeon kind of comes back around, I'm just set him down again, assuming we're out of the area.
no problem. You can start moving. I'm presuming you're heading in the direction of the Gellerfield node.
Yep.
And I'm also presuming you're gonna try to use as many of the dry areas as possible, and not the pools.
Yeah, avoiding the pools.
No problem. With a little bit of effort on a couple of occasions, you could make a bit of a distance. You're out that zone easily, and you actually get into a corridor where it's complete, apart from moisture, as in bit of condensation or possibly something that's been spread by people walking through water. The area is actually pretty dry.
I mean, if there is a puddle once we're out of the immediate area, can I zap it with the shock wall to see if there's still stuff in there?
Sure, you can, and there is.
Yep, still avoid the water.
Have I have I been? I've been degangrened. Yes.
No, you have been de-poisoned. The poison's been dealt
Okay.
with, but the gangrene is basically because of that psychic phenomena. The first one you rolled.
Oh, I did that. Oh God, no, sorry.
Yeah.
No, wait, it was you.
No. I mean, sort of metaphorically, it wasn't me as per se. And have I had any wounds healed, or is that not a thing that can happen?
I think we were just trying to get out of this area before I tried.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, jolly good.
My
Zilch did,
asthma is affecting my Medicaid skill.
Yeah. Zilch
Oh.
dealt with the poison condition, but then it became, this is getting really bad and your wounds are gangrenous, so they decided to leave the area, and then everyone started breathing frost.
Weird.
Yeah. But you can get to a position where Zilch can do a Medicaid test to try to treat your wounds.
Please do, Zilch. I'm so glad I saved your life all those years ago. As it says here on my character sheet.
3 degrees of success.
Thank you. What does
Okay,
that
so
mean?
that means 6 wounds healed.
Yep.
Thank you. I am up 6, 15. I have 5, and now I have 11.
Does the gangrene go away out of the area, or is that something we're going to have to deal with at a later date?
It doesn't. Once you've left, it doesn't look as bad as it did, but it's something you're going to have to deal with.
I think a psych is going to have to sort that out.
I find these things just tend to clear up on their own after a couple of days. It'll be fine.
A psycho or a surgeon.
Hopefully, it'll be the area will be restored once the Gellerfield is repaired.
No worries. So you've been healed. You can continue moving forward.
Thank you.
And it doesn't take you massive amounts of time to get up to about you're 2 corridors away from where you think the Gellerfield node is now. You've seen signs of people having been here, which ranges from this area here is someone's made a little guard nest. There's like the remains of food and sort of whatever they've been using as blankets or whatever to keep them warm. Maybe some actually in the one that you're looking at, you actually find that there are half a dozen rounds of stub revolver ammunition, as this person is obviously, spare ammunition they've just dropped down ready in case they need it, and they've picked it up when they've left. So are you just continuing forward? No worries.
That's my plan.
No problem. So you move down toward the Gellerfield node. You've got 2 more corridors, as I say. The first one, very similar to the one you came down the ladder to. So there are puddles and there are dry areas. As you turn the corner, though, every floor panel has been stripped. The whole thing has got water in it. There is a makeshift walkway that's been constructed from some of the floor panels and doors and things.
Well, that's
Yeah, Tessera, is that sort of your thing?
I stick the shock maul into the water and activate it.
No problem. A lot of activity happens. You're talking probably 50 to 60 individual forms, and then sort of little bits of floating things as the electricity fries them.
Not sure if that'll have got them all, but I thought it might assist. But tread carefully.
Let me assess this for traps and falls first.
Be my guest.
And I am not going to go on the walkway to do that. I am going to use my grapple to shoot a rope.
Sure.
Back and forth up the tunnel, and I'm going to go along that. To look at
Spider-Man it.
Yeah, yeah. To look at the walkway to see if it is safe.
No worries. No worries. The other thing you notice as you're doing this, whilst Tessera's doing that, the rest of you will definitely notice, and Tessera you'll notice at varying points, there are skeletal remains scattered in this area. Humanoid skeletal remains.
How charming.
And they've been feeding their pets.
So I think for checking for a map traps type situation. Wow, brain. That is most likely. I would say it's probably going to be something like stealth or tech. I would have thought.
Stealth would be the one of those I could do.
Yeah, I would have thought for the kind of traps he'd be looking for, stealth would be appropriate.
But the good news is I'm a burglar, so I have advantage.
Burglar hobbits.
Yes, I'm the rogue.
What's it got in its battlesuit hobbits? Go on.
Okay, that is a 19, which is 1, 2, 3 levels of success.
Just going to move my mouse because at the moment there is a palm right in the middle of Ben's forehead and it looks too funny. So I'm going to move my mouse so it doesn't distract me further. No problem. You attach your thing, you slide across it in your skilled assassin mode. It is not massively stable. It's stable enough, but you don't think this has been purposefully trapped. This is probably more so that they can get to and from their temple without falling prey to the little stabby things.
All right. So I'll come back that it's not trapped, but to use the cable to steady your travel along the walkway.
No problem. And about halfway down, there's like a T-junction as they're built into the room that the Gellerfield generator is in. Or that node, anyway. So, with the cable, we'll just say you can do it. I'm just going to say that's a fait accompli. You've got the relevant, you've got something to hold on to, and it's between that and the walkway is stable enough. Can I have another observation roll from everybody, though, please?
Awareness.
Yes, sorry.
Is
Awareness.
this spotting hidden enemies?
It is indeed.
Three, 4 success levels, 5 if the what do you call it kicks in.
No problem.
The superiority. Is that it?
Superiority is the +1 success level that you get for knowing where traps should be, because Tessera spent time figured out where traps would probably be.
All right.
Okay, simple success for me with the +1 from Ever Vigilant.
3 for me.
So 2 with superiority, yeah.
Jan?
What? Sorry, I see nothing.
Okay, no problem.
I fail.
No problem. So you three, as you're moving forward, you can spot not specifically people ready to ambush or on guard, but you spot places that there probably would be. With the higher levels of success, I think, Hector, you can see signs of movement, or actually probably more likely you're seeing the heat corona as they're leaning against a makeshift guard post, and the body heat has heated up the piece of metal door that they're using as part of their walkway / guard post.
Cool. So they are, in fact, there is someone just there, basically.
Yeah.
But we can't actually see them from where our current position, right?
Correct.
I can flush them with smoke.
Only I was
Why?
better with a knife.
Wind up Dr. Zimian and throw him in so he goes, Orbs person! Or
What? Yes.
purgation!
Sure.
Oh,
Whatever.
oh.
Great idea.
Purgation grenade.
I am the grenade.
It's Simeon, use warp.
I can put smoke down there. They'll have to come out. They'll either go into the node room or they'll come out towards us. Either way, they won't be able to ambush because they won't be able to see.
That's true. It might also affect our abilities. So is it just round a corner, or is it like the other side of a wall or door?
It looks like they're built around the doorway itself. So you've got like the walkway they've got in, which sort of goes to the collar of the room. Because some of these rooms, including this, there are separate areas, like a submarine, and there is a step that you have to go over. Up to the step is just water. Past the step is actually dry. And you've got like they've built up a couple of guard posts as part of their construction works.
Do we reckon they're just hiding because they know we're about to come, or do they not know we're here yet?
You think? Well, at the moment, you think it's more likely the latter. They're probably on guard. They may not have spotted you yet.
We might be able to sneak up and off the guards.
If you wish. I'm better at range.
Oh, if I try and go for one of the towers, if the other guy pokes their head up, remove it. I'm going to try and sneak up on one of the towers.
Okay. So, a question for you then, Roger. Between your dexterity skill and your stealth skill, which is lowest?
Yes, they're the same.
Okay, that's fine. Basically, if your stealth had been higher than your agility, then you'd have been rolling against your agility, because the second part, to go from the main walkway into the room, the bit that juts out, you don't have the cable for. So you would have been limited by your agility skill, because it is a bit still rickety. But since they're both the same, you're fine. Can you make me a stealth roll then?
I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to use a fate point to re-roll that 91. I'm sneaking.
Dun, 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 dun.
Pass on
Rubber
a
chickens on
25,
both feet.
so 1 success level.
No problem. So you Hector stealths forward. What are the rest of you doing? I know Tessa is preparing to shoot someone. Anyone?
Can I pre-aim? I suppose I can't
would-
really, can I?
Don't think it
Does
really
it look
does
like anything
anything.
to aim at?
You can be aiming in the rough location. Aim unless you have the.
I don't have dead eye, not yet.
Dead
I mean,
eye,
you could be
no.
on Overwatch, couldn't you?
You could absolutely be on Overwatch.
Okay, that then.
With the condition of someone's head pops up.
Yes. Hector goes, I got him.
Not this helmet.
No problem. So, Dr. Simeon and Zilch, what's the plan? What are you doing?
Trying to catch up with what's going on, because I completely fumbled my awareness roll, so I'm not sure what's going on at the moment.
Okay, no problem.
Other than the fact that Hector seems to be sneaking off somewhere.
No problem. Hector and Tessera had a bit of a, probably not a whispered conversation, but
I mean,
There's
would have,
probably
everyone would have. These guys would have heard. We would have had it quietly over our squad comm.
yeah, I'm kind of half wondering if you would kind of be using the kind of almost like a school cant automatically, because you know one another and you're kind of speaking in that little half language that because you went to the same school without necessarily realizing, which is why Zilch didn't notice and hasn't realized what's going on, apart from you've had a conversation and now you're stealthing off. Dr. Zimmern, you have something of an idea what's going on. What's your plan?
Don't really sort of. I just wait until the banging starts,
Okay.
and
Fair
then
enough.
sort of make things explode headwise.
No worries. So, Hector, you stealth forward. You move along this walkway to the point till the point where you're actually able to drop down or step down onto the floor of the Gellerfield node room. It's a huge chamber. Comparative, this is probably one of the largest chambers you've seen. You know, on the map there is a larger one, but this is a fairly decent sized. You can see at the far end there is a some kind of a recess in the floor, and that's where you can see just about see the top of the Gellerfield node in that. It's quite dark. You can see a lot of religious scrolls, shall we say, that across the walls. Yeah. None of them are eight-pointed star.
Flamers.
None of it's the eight-pointed star or anything like that. It's much more. Actually, it seems to have more in common with these creatures that you've seen. Sort of daubings of that.
I mean, either way, unless it's like Aquila's, it's all wrong and should be killed with fire.
No problem. And left and right,
We're
you
a
can see.
tolerant society.
Yeah, we're the good guys because we got skulls. You can see the walkways up at left and right, which is where you think these guards are. So which way are you going?
Right.
Okay. No problem. So you start stealthing up to the right. As you sort of get the angle, you can see in this guard post there is a very strange looking chap. He is standing on his hands. His hands, which are on his arms, which are attached to his hips. His legs are on his shoulders. And he's holding a pistol with his feet, which is very impressive. And his head is kind of here.
No, I don't like that.
Groin here.
No, that's a whole lot of nope. Right, so I'm now going to do the highly stealthy thing because I definitely have quiet weapons. They're not all loud.
No.
All of my weapons have the loud trait.
Even your knives?
I don't have a knife. I've got a shock maul, which has the loud trait, and a shotgun, which has the loud trait.
I mean,
I also have a las pistol, which has the loud trait, and another shotgun, which has the loud trait. It's fine. I got where I needed to go so they can shoot at me from a position of cover. So before I do decide to go a bit noisy, is there anyone else around from where I can see?
No.
Perfect. In which case, I'm gonna sneak up behind him so I'm at point blank range and boom.
Okay.
Can't shoot his head off his shoulders though.
I
And shoot his groin off his shoulders, though.
will shoot something off his whatever the hell he is. Do you get bonuses for being at really close range?
I don't think you do. Just quickly check my cheat sheets. No, I think you've got the ranges you can shoot at. Don't think there's a benefit specifically for shooting closer.
Is there one for shooting an unaware enemy? Because I am shooting him in the back like a hero.
I will say you can have advantage for that because that seems to make sense.
Excellent. Well, I rolled a 60, but advantage makes that a 6. Which is 5 degrees of success. Or 5 success levels, sorry.
Yep.
So I shoot him in the body
the same thing.
For 14 damage.
Okay. Yeah. You shoot this thing in the center of probably in the face. As
Where
it
its
turns
face
around.
is in the middle of its
Yeah.
body thing.
It's a center of mass shot, so yeah, center of mass damage. Goes flying back, hits the deck, slumps, sightless eyes. Yeah, it's down. Its stub revolver clatters, falls from its foot and clatters across the decking.
And then can I use my maneuver to get in some kind of cover because I'm expecting someone to come a looking?
No problems. You can absolutely do that. Okay, so we'll start with Hector. Sorry, Hector's area of initiative. So that brings us to Dr. Zimian.
The banging has started.
Yes, there is a boom.
Can I see anyone?
Currently, no. But what you could do is, as with Tessera, you could go Overwatch and then decide what you're going to do when what you decide you're going to wait for happens.
Yeah, as soon as someone shows up within range, which in this case is medium,
Mhm.
I will smite them.
Okay,
That's my overwatching.
no problem. So, next person to go is actually the other guard. But as he pops his head up, looking to find out what the hell's going on, actually what happens is he pops his head up, and it's very much that they pops his head up because it's attached to an arm.
Nice.
And it kind of brings his head up and starts doing that. There's a bit of his shoulder showing, but it's mostly arm and head. Both Dr. Zimian and Tessera get to use their Overwatch actions.
After you, Ben.
Well, you're
Thank
basically, but you're both effectively going at the same time.
Yeah, but we can't both talk. Shall we both do it exactly at the same time then?
No, I've done it.
Let's do it
27.
now.
So that's 4 levels of success with superiority, which is 12 damage, 3 penetrating.
Yeah. And Dr. Zimian, do you want to tell us what effect yours would have?
Well, yes, I'm going to roll the smite. But I'm opening myself up and giving myself 4 extra success levels of warp thingy with the psychic flood.
Because warp charge never went wrong.
Yeah, because it's fine. I rolled 38, which is 2 success levels, plus the 4 for that thing, plus 2 plus my willpower bonus, so that's 6
And
plus 2
superiority.
plus, oh no, that's too many numbers. 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10, and it ignores armor.
Okay. So,
He had a head.
there is a combination of a very subtle noise and the crackling of a warp effect, and like a balloon full of red paint that is overpressured, there is a that redecorates the area, and somewhere in another universe, Matt gets splattered.
As is tradition.
As is tradition.
Mind crime.
And you don't have any signs of anyone else coming to investigate at this stage.
Are we in a non-stressful period then?
You are in a non-stressful period. Would you like me
Can
to get
I-
the table out again?
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to take it over, but sure.
You know what? I'm going to move up out of the zone that he's in, I think.
You think?
I just want to get you swap pages on. I feel like the only way I can do that is by keep using it. 164.
164.
Yes, thank you. I have learned now. And roll a thing. And that thing is 42.
42 is hoarfrost. The area is covered in a thin layer of frost. Breath fogs in the air, and a natural chill infiltrates past even the thickest clothing and armor. But that is the only effect. It is the least psychic effect.
Which is great for the rest of you, but I'm here wearing a one-piece onesie.
Yeah, orcs. Yeah, thank you. I am purgated.
No problem. No problem. And you're looking into this room. The water, for some of you, the water that is in front of you from where you're standing on this walkway, for some of you, the water that's behind. And for some of you, the blood that's splattered on the walls crystallizes, and there's a thin layer of frost across all of it. In fact, there's probably you know, the effect that's almost like a pretty sparkling, kind of almost glittery effect of a very moist area when the frost has hit. It's kind of that across the entire chamber, as far as you can see.
Yeah, they're probably used to this. This has happened before.
So do we know where they were coming from to come here?
Yes,
I
the
mean,
village.
Do we think we're near the village?
No, you walk. The
Behind it.
village is, yeah, the village is almost underneath where you first arrived on the top deck. It's on the
I
bottom.
see.
It's underneath. So you've been going away to get
So
to.
this is like the point of their pilgrimage almost.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is their temple. Yeah.
But this is also where we're supposed to get to. And
Okay.
we've got the tech priest here, so mission accomplished. We just need to keep it defended while you do what it is you need to do to the machine.
Cool. So how many ways into this room are there?
Just the one.
Okay. Well, in which case I suggest the three of us, I'll say gesturing to Dr. Zimian and our sniper, guard the room while Zilch does their thing.
Right.
Somebody should
Zilch.
guard
Zilch is-
Zilch as well in case they have anybody or anything hidden in the room.
Is what Zilch is doing going to be dangerous?
Only if you're a machine.
Jolly good.
Always reassuring to hear that from a tech priest.
I shall be praying to the machine gods to give me the power to
Uh,
make this gem of crystal
in which
in
case,
perfect form.
Zimian, do you want to watch Zilch's back? And the two of us will watch over the room.
Sure.
Oh.
So Tessera and Hector, you find a place to. Are you taking the watch?
I mean, we've got
posts
the
or-
watchtowers basically, haven't we? We'll take
No.
one each.
No worries. No worries. Zimian, you move over. Are you watching more back towards where these guys are, or are you?
No, we're going to be.
No,
We'll be watching the
I mean,
the approach.
I mean Zimian.
So there's these two chaps in the watchtowers, and there's Zilch standing by a thing.
Yeah, she
About to do a
basically
thing.
Yeah, going over to where there's a depression, a socket in the floor. Now that you're close, the two of you can see that this socket is flooded. It's completely full of water, and sticking out the top of the water is the Gellerfield node, which has got some damage. Not massive amounts of damage, but some damage.
Okay, no, well I'll go with and be next to Zilch.
No problem. So you're kind of looking what she's looking at.
Yeah.
Cool. No worries.
I'm a little concerned about this socket full of water.
Yeah. So can I have from both of you, first of all, an observation? Sorry, an awareness roll. Keep getting that skill wrong. Oh, please. That's what you get for running a lot of different games in a lot of different systems.
I passed with 0 successes.
No problem.
Two
Oh,
successes.
Okay. So the two of you move up and you start looking at it, and obviously the liquid there makes you a little bit concerned. As you're doing that, a head, or something that looks like a head, starts rising out of the water, kind of in a serpentine, kind of very similar to those little things, apart from the fact that the mandibles and the proboscis and the head seems to be about a foot wide and about 2 foot long, and the neck just keeps going as this thing rises out of the water, and it's kind of doing the whole sort of serpentine thing.
Snakes.
Okay.
Snakes. I hate snakes.
So can I have a discipline at -10 from both of you?
One thing I'm actually good at for some reason. Discipline.
Probably because you're a psyker.
Oh yeah, I suppose that might be it. Yeah. Oh no. I'm going to fate point that. I've failed. I'm going to fate point that.
Okay, is that a
No.
re-roll or is that +1 success level?
Oh, actually, yeah. Let me do that. Yeah, I had. Yeah, I would have 0 success. I'd have a fail, and it would take me to a 0 success path.
Okay,
Is that
so
right?
yep. It's
Yeah.
only just a success, but it is a success nonetheless.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
Minus
so
on
two-
it. Where?
Sorry,
What was the minus?
-10.
Two little ducks says I win.
No problem. So, neither of you are suffering from the frightened condition as this thing lifts out the water. And I mean, it is very much, it's doing the whole swaying like the Triffids did in, I think it was in the original John Wyndham's Triffids in the 80s, or some other creature. There's varying monsters that kind of do that. It's that kind of look, but this head just keeps coming out and coming out. And it's about, by the time it stops coming out of the water, it's about 6 foot long. What are you doing whilst this is happening?
Not panicking.
Is it? Are we within melee range of it already? Because we're right next to the.
By this, once its tail, head, whatever the hell this thing is up at full extension, it could reach you, but it's about 6 foot away. So if you've got ranged weapons, and possibly with your staffs, you could reach it. But you would be, I would say with the staff, you'd be at disadvantage because you're holding the very end and just kind of swinging in a not particularly great way.
And can the two chaps in the watchtowers see it?
See what?
If their attention was brought to it, yes, they could.
I have a Vox speed. I understand that's like a subvocal thing.
Yeah, like it's a comm device.
Yeah.
All right. Big fucking snake, chaps. Chaps, big fucking snake.
But the immune doesn't like it.
So, having heard that, what are you two doing?
I'll turn around to see what the hell they're talking about.
No problem. Coming out of the water that this Skellerfield node is submerged in is a much larger version of those little things.
This is where the fun begins. Boom.
So, on the assumption this is going to go to combat,
Seems fair.
yeah. So
Let us try to talk to it.
To quote the Imperial Saint Danny DeVito. So anyway, we started blasting.
So on initiative 11, it goes.
What? That's quite high.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a long way away from me.
Okay, so it has failed its stealth, so it can't do that. So it's going to okay, so it's going to be a minor action to do this. Oop, and drop the dice on the floor. That doesn't help. Oh.
Rumble.
Yeah, so that is with ease. So, and with its actual action, oh dear. So that's 5 success levels, 7 success levels.
Catching zilch, no doubt.
It is going for zilch, unfortunately. I rolled randomly. So it's attacking you. It's got 6 success levels. You can attempt a melee test to parry.
Okay.
Although mostly that would be reducing its success levels, I imagine, rather than stopping it from hitting you. As this thing just keeps, it sort of does this, and whilst you're concentrating on that, all of a sudden the bottom half moves forward as the head and mouth on this stumpy body with these large muscular legs, and actually what you realize is a tail behind that curves up to this fake head. It tries to chomp at you, just lurches out towards you out the water. And can I have from Tessera and Hector the discipline -10, please? As this is the first time they have viewed this creature.
3 levels of success.
Okay, so that reduces its success levels to 3. So
How
it
about
is.
that?
Yeah.
3 is better than 6.
Oh yeah,
Just to
So-
pass.
pass.
Does superiority confer a 0 level success?
Superiority can be claimed once in a round. If you choose to use it, you can use it on any skill that you want, as long as
Right.
it makes sense within a combat situation.
In which case
So-
I will, because I'll take the 0 success with the superiority rather than fail or burn fate.
No problem. So, as with Dr. Zimmy and Tessera, is not quite frightened, but not feeling comfortable.
It's disturbing, but it's
It
all the way
is.
over there.
So with Zilch, this thing lurches out the water and does connect. You manage to deflect some of it, so it only does 11 damage. It got a bonus from the thing it did with to try to distract with the fake head.
If you've got any armor, you can deduct that.
So where's it hit me?
It was in the head. 11 I rolled.
That takes it to 9.
So this thing lurches, grabs Zilch by the head. For flavor more than anything else, it probably shakes her for a moment before the strap of the helmet.
Oh, you mean for game flavor? I thought you meant it bit her in the head for flavor.
That too. So, Jan, you've got a choice. Either this thing grabs you and shakes you and you are hanging from its jaws, or it grabs you and shakes you and the strap that holds the helmet on detaches and it sends you flying across the room to stand up and do other things, but you're minus the helmet for a while.
I'll go flying. Do I still
No.
take the 9 damage?
You still take the damage, but you are not in its mouth at the moment.
That works for me.
Okay, so that was it on 11. So, Tessera.
I've still got armor penetrating rounds loaded. I don't feel the particular need to change them right now because I don't know how tough this thing is. Let's find out.
Yep.
That's a 44, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's 1 plus 8 is 9 damage.
Okay, so
Penetrating 3
so that's that.
to the left leg, if it has a left leg.
It does have a left leg. It's got 2 stumpy legs, so and one is technically on the left. So critical injuries to the leg. Please roll me a D10, I think it is. Yeah, it must be a D10.
The 6.
Okay, so because this is not a critical after it's gone over its wounds, you just get the 6. Severed toe. The attack tears off one of its toes. It's bleeding major. Major. This is what took down the Gene Seal of Patriarch. Not to bleeding. Okay, so brilliant. So you take a shot and parts of its foot go flying, and
Can't shoot it in the body at that point because it's shaking the tech priest.
Yeah, it's
Don't wanna hit.
roaring. Yeah, it's
Don't wanna hit
roaring,
Zilch.
and it's not happy. It's obviously not happy. Okay, so that was that. Zilch, it is actually your go.
Okay. Bring up my stump revolver and just shoot at it.
Okie dokie.
And it can't claim protection from my helmet.
Kong!
2 levels of success. That's 8 points of damage.
Are you adding the 1 for superiority?
3 levels of success. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. You're not got any armor piercing, have you?
Not loaded.
No problem. So minus any armor it might have brings it to there. So what was this? The units on your dice roll?
It was a 2.
2.
Left
Okay,
arm.
so in the left arm. Okay, it doesn't technically have a left arm, so it's part of that tail.
On the left hand side then.
Yeah, on the left hand side of its tail. Just a explosion of flesh as a stub revolver shot hits it, and it stumbles back slightly, but it's still active. Hector.
Okay, so well, plan A, start shooting.
Why am I suddenly thinking I should have made this thing a bit harder than it actually was?
I got 22 to hit, which is
Critical.
3 success levels, 4 with superiority, which makes it 12 damage to its left arm.
He's copying me.
And a critical.
Oh, and it knocks it prone. What do I need to do for a crit?
Okay, because it doesn't have arms, I'm going to say it's a body crit. Roll a d10.
How do
9.
you get the numbers above 10?
When you go past, if let's say you did 9
If
damage
you go
and it only
wounds
had
over
3,
your
if you
threshold.
only had 3 wounds, you'd add 6 to your dice roll. So sorry, your roll was
A 9.
9. Okay, a fractured hip. You hit it. You hit it in the hip, causing the bone to fracture. It's knocked prone. Oh shit! Has disadvantage on tests that rely on mobility. Move is reduced 1 step. Additionally, make a challenging fortitude pain test or be stunned for a minute. 0.5. Yes, it's not stunned. Okay, so
It's double prone.
yeah. Is there no? There's no prone. There is prone. No, prone is just that's.
Oh, yeah,
there's
it's
not
only
minor.
the same thing.
Yeah.
He's already been knocked prone.
There isn't minor. Yeah, there's no minor or major. Okay, so yeah, boom. Again, explosion of flesh on this thing's hip, and it kind of rocks. It's looking rough as anything. I should definitely make this thing harder. Dr. Simeon.
I mean, it's looking unwell. Yes.
It's looking very, very unwell.
Go on, kill steal.
Do it.
Well, I was just going to run away, but seeing as let's
Mind
do that.
bullets.
No, yes, we will open up myself with a psychic flood for all of the damage, which is 4. So for 4 thingies, 4 warp points extra, and then I'll roll my dice. Roll my dice roller. That's 14. So 14, I have to work it out again. It's 4 plus 1 for the superiority we have, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Plus 2, plus the willpower bonus of 3, plus my 4, I think. Or did I do that for already? Yeah, it's 10. It's 10 with it's not 14, it's 10 with no armor.
Okay. With this power, would you like to describe how this creature is destroyed? It had 1 wound left.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, so it has a head, has had, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a snake-like object, yeah.
It's a weird. I've actually taken this from the movie Riddick. It's one of the mud demons in
Yeah,
that
it's
movie.
a faux head.
Yeah, it's a fake head, but it's also got like a stumpy sort of jaw thing, sort of low down abdomen height.
Okay, well, basically it doesn't anymore. That's sort of like this lovely sort of misty rain effect. It just
problem.
sort of drizzles down onto Zilch, sadly.
Yeah.
I got thrown all across the other side of the room.
Oh yeah, then me. Absolutely, it's raining on me.
It's dribbling
No.
on you because I'm the other side of the room.
Yes, sorry.
No problem.
Trying to get my helmet back.
So this thing slumps. It is dead. looking around, you can do your repair work. You'll probably want to drain that tank to get full access, but now you're here, you can do that. You have effectively done what you were sent to do. The power conduit is partially within this room, so you can. That seems to be fine. There's a little bit of minor problem. That's mainly because it hasn't been maintained for so long.
And I've
and you
done
can-
some prep work on it upstairs, so
Yeah.
that
So you
should
can
help.
you can call in your fire team to purge, and yeah, that will happen. There'll be a sudden influx of ship troops to burn and kill and secure the area.
Cleanse. Cleanse.
Yes.
No killing, no burning. It's all cleansing.
And that is the end of this mission. I will. You will be. You'll get out. You can have healing, etc. Let me find my scene.
I shall purgate in private.
Yes. It probably will happen during that period while you're waiting, but
Sure. Yeah.
that's fine. So, okay, so it's the normal 50 XP for the end of the session, plus an additional 50 XP for the mission. And you can have another 200 solars. Hey.
Sorry, how much
Payday.
XP was it?
It's a total of 100 XP.
Smashing.
And we will do the events and endeavors next week, because also it's getting later than was originally planned. So, anything you want to finish with before we end the session?
Can I get my helmet back?
Yes, you can. Either that or you can get a replacement. Either way.
You're gonna want to wash that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wash it. It's expensive. I only bought it new before this admission.
No problems.
Yeah, so I think next Wednesday we will be starting Huckberry RPG, which is some kind of weird cowboy thing, I think.
That's Stephen's one, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And which Aaron will be running. So I'm sure we're all going to die a grim, grisly, gruesome death.
Are we allowed to say what we're doing on Tuesday?
Yeah. I was
we're
about to
doing-
get to people want to plug
No.
anything. So.
Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, no.
It's fine.
As Roger had, he's gone to Wednesday. On Tuesday, I believe we're doing episode 1 or episode 0, perhaps, of what's it called?
Electric State.
Thank you, Electric State. Yeah, that game.
Cool. Well, Ben, do you want to mention anything? Or
I'm not plugging anything at the minute. Nope, I'm all gravy.
no problem. So next Thursday, obviously, we'll be returning to Imperium Maladictum to see what happens next. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for playing. Hope everyone enjoyed.
Yeah.
And good night.
Good night.